Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Today's video is day 25. Day 25 and hashtag 1 month in my Bujo challenge. So today I thought I would share what I am using outside of my bullet journal. So any external planners, journals, and notebooks. So this is the main one that I purchased, and this is, let's see if I can find a blank page. Yeah, the Hobonichi A5 Day Free, and it's a planner. So in the front you have, I believe it's, I want to say 15 months. So you get the full year, and they usually give you 3 months into the next year for forward planning. Yes. And then it starts with a bullet journal, and it's numbered. So I thought this was really awesome. Now, I've never really been that much of a fan of the Hobonichis just because it's 4mm grid. And this is, of course, 5mm, and I have large handwriting. But I've really loved this notebook. So what I decided to use it for, and I say notebook because it is meant to be a bullet journal, as well as having a already planned out physical calendar, which is my favorite thing because I don't care to draw this out. A lot of people will go online and print this out, and then they'll just paste it into their bullet journal as another way to avoid having to draw this out. I like that they have all of the months in the front, so I can go ahead and forward plan. So this is where my hard to do dates go, especially for my writing, because I'm trying to be a little bit more professional about that and keep on task at all times. Now this has, I believe, 171 pages. I have things written on the back, so I'm not going to show that, but you can see the numbers down here in the corners. And this is what I use as my reference notebook. I think I first saw this by Brandy Michelle Plans, and then of course Ink and Perfections has a really great video on her reference notebook. And it's just anything like getting things done or collections. It's just keeping it separately. As a person who goes in and out of planners, I was really tired of rewriting those lists. I'm a lazy planner. I don't like redoing things more than once if I can, help it. So I thought this year in 2021, in case you're watching this in the future, I thought I would go ahead and have a separate notebook to put all of those lists in. So this is different than having a list notebook that's just for your house, and then one just for your personal health. This is a notebook, like a RAM dump notebook, where everything goes. You can think of this notebook as a planner if you'd like, because it is called a day free, so they have it listed as a planner. I think of it as a bullet journal that happens to have a calendar in the front. So I do have some tabs on here, and I've just gone ahead and on the edging I've written what everything, like the topic for each page. So if you have a next actions list, these are all next actions lists. So we have Google Sheets, some more Google Docs. This was when I was trying to set up camera angles. I went through this once before, and I have a full video on the anatomy of this planner if you are interested. This is the first year that I've ever owned this before, and I think I'm definitely going to get it again. If you're someone who doesn't care for the calendar in the front, they do have a notebook that has the same kind of layout. I'm not sure if the notebooks are actually numbered or not, but I like the idea of having the numbers because it's one less thing that this lazy planner has to do. Currently in the back of here, of course, I do have my getting things done. Remember, we did this together, any kind of collections, and I did a video on the difference between collections and action lists. All of these would possibly go in here as well. Currently, since I'm trying to do as much as I can all in one place in a bound notebook, they are in here. This is where they live. But after, 3 months, especially since this does have a long-term 5-year plan, this would have to get rewritten. A portion of this would probably also have to get rewritten. Now I have decided to only put a future log in here that is going to be based kind of on the time that I feel like I would end up staying in this notebook for the amount of pages. I know that traditionally in a lot of bullet journals, people will put the entire year, especially if people have a lot of forward planning. I don't have as much, and I just don't see the point of putting a full year because, again, I'm not going to stay in here for a full year. So you'll see a lot more people kind of leaving that in the past and only putting the amount of time they think they'll be in a current notebook. But this notebook, as a reference notebook, is going to be for as long as I need it, as long as I have pages. And I certainly will use it like a bullet journal. We've talked about, what is it called? Threading. So if I run out of space for Google Sheets and all of the information that I want to put on there, usually for me it's just putting a list of all of the different things I have in Google Sheets so that I can see it on a physical page. Of course, you can always go on digitally, but with my internet, sometimes I can't. And a lot of times I like to have a hard copy of what I have on Google Sheets. I certainly have made some character sheets with just like characters' names. It's like a character sketch, really, of all of the characters at a glance, and then I print it out and then I paste it into my notebooks, and I have like a physical copy as well as a digital one. You can see here that I have a short term, midterm, and I even have a long term and a new inventory, so that when I'm done with this, I can go ahead and move back into here. I keep other lists that I don't actually need with me physically all of the time in here as well. So they're not as much of an action list per se, they're more of a collection. So these are things that I want to do for Sylvia with a Plan, which is this YouTube channel. So if like summertime comes around and I feel like I want new art, I don't know what it's called. I want to say thumbnail art, but that's not correct. It's banner art. I don't know. You have the banner on your YouTube channel of art where it says your name or whatever you want. Sometimes I like to switch that out. And so this is where I kind of put information of what kind of font I'm using, the different colors I want to use for that channel, so that everything's kind of a little bit more cohesive. It's branding. It's a thing. Then you can go on to this spread, which is for Canva, and this again is usually where I make a lot of my thumbnails and other things, the majority of them really. And so in order to not forget certain techniques or where things are, sometimes I will make a list for Canva so I remember how to do those things in here. And I do have a list on my YouTube channel that's just a private one of people that teach me things in Canva, so I can refer back to it. And I usually put like that YouTuber's name in here so that I can be like, okay, that's the video I need to watch because I forgot how to, I don't know, duplicate something in Canva. In here, I actually did a spread that I talked about probably a couple of videos at this point. I don't know what's up yet or not, but this is 5 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, 1 hour, and then notes. So this is the whole setup that you kind of see in writer Carol's book, The Bullet Journal Method, except I've done it in little like blocks instead of full-on pages and sections. I think this is really nice for just very quick references as well. And of course, if I run out of space, I would just, thread and make another one somewhere in the notebook. So this is an external, meaning something outside of my actual bullet journal that I tend to keep. It's really great because if I decide after this month to go back to a traveler's notebook or go into something completely different, I still have these lists here to pull from and put into here. This is the actual lists that I went over when I was filling out my monthly log for this bullet journal. So I think that has been instrumental to my planning to have a separate notebook for collections, action lists, just a place where I can do different brain dumps on things and separate things out. I know some people tend to do really sloppy brain dumps, because I do as well, on a piece of paper, and then they kind of organize it after. I just do all of that in here, and then I have the categories already set up. So this is my favorite thing in the world that I've ever learned from the planner community. I think it is so beneficial to my mental health, as well as it's less time consuming for me. So, all right, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.